Students from all over the world come to the Philippines to study, and this number is steadily rising. But they come from various racial, religious, linguistic, cultural, gender, and socio-economic backgrounds. But the majority, if not all, must adjust to their new existence in the new nation. Good day, I'm Carmela Santos and this is Comms Production, here to deliver our absolute best all for the benefit of our community. And this is Migration.
Kaslaap kumaken ka udanum hanapik sa tagayo sa kagpababa ingana waya waya uway.
Upon embarking on our quest to locate foreigners in the Philippines, our journey was swiftly rewarded when we crossed paths with Majid Edin Bilal, a 17-year-old individual of dual heritage, part Filipino and part Syrian. Majid's upbringing took place in the UAE, where he has resided since childhood. This unique blend of cultural backgrounds and experiences adds an intriguing dimension to his perspective and presence in the Philippines.
My name is Majid Edin Bilal. I'm 17 years old and I'm a half Filipino, half Syrian. I was raised in the UAE since I was a child. Philippines is actually my birthplace, and since my mother is very deep rooted here, I figured it would be a good idea to come here instead and learn more about my identity as a Filipino. It's not really that big of a difficulty for me since I'm actually well versed in both Tagalog and Ilocano since I was a child. So my only difficulty is speaking the language itself. So I just tell that to people in advance when I communicate with people. My biggest challenge is honestly the language barrier and understanding between people when I try to communicate with them. Memorable experiences are mostly when it comes to hangouts with friends, different school events such as an Indakan festival and things like that. My favorite aspect is actually the people. Very friendly, very approachable, very understanding on the language barrier and speaking to me in English, like doing their very best to speak with me in English, and I actually respect that. Don't be afraid to approach people. They'll actually understand the language barrier between you, and just feel free. Honestly, don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be shy. Most likely, after I've gotten enough experience here within the Philippines, I'd move to a different country. Most likely Canada and things like that, or I would go back to the UAE and live with my parents there. Some friends and relatives have given me more career options in my life and different suggestions compared to the friends back in UAE and my family is there. So I actually pursued the career option that my friends and relatives here in the Philippines have given me. So that's what I'm going to be pursuing for my career.
Motivated by a strong desire to reconnect with his Filipino heritage, Majid, deeply tied to his birthplace and his mother's connections to the country, chose to relocate. Baguio's warm climate and hospitality greatly aided his transition. Despite a language barrier, Majid appreciates locals' English efforts. He advises international students to approach situations openly, stressing collaborative projects for meaningful connections. Majid envisions gaining vital experience in the Philippines before exploring opportunities in Canada or potentially returning to the UAE, seeking guidance from local acquaintances and family.
The Philippines is a popular study abroad location for international students. This might be a result of the accessibility of healthcare, the excellence of its educational system, and its early strides in integrating cultural diversity. According to Martin 2023, the Philippines is making its mark on inbound student mobility, with 22,247 international students choosing it as their study destination in 2022, an astonishing growth of 52.7% since 2021.
We later on interviewed our English professor at the University of the Cordilleras, Ms. Nadja Wacnang, about their experiences with foreigners that they have encountered. to further understand the environment that foreigners would encounter when studying in the country. Moreover, how they have adapted into accepting these international students into our country and show evident progress with their experiences.
I just have this mindset that no one should be left behind in my classes. I'm teacher Nadja, and I've been teaching in Pines International Academy for about 7 years. And after that, I have had other jobs such as virtual assistants and other online classes as well. I started out as as a starter, and I didn't know anything about foreigners. It's just that one of my friends in the university before told me to apply at Pines International Academy. And at that time, they gave us this opportunity to learn how to teach foreign students. It ended up as a passion. So it's when I was actually teaching already that I found my passion in teaching the English language to these foreign students. I was so confused as to how to actually deal with the foreign students. Unlike Filipinos, of course, we all know that Filipino students are very outgoing, very understanding, very respectful and caring to their teachers. I had the difficulty of navigating when it comes to the details of their cultural differences. As for instance, for Koreans, they are much more like Filipinos whenever they tell jokes. Yeah, one of the most rewarding that I actually encountered was my student from Japan. Her name is Satomi Suzuki. She wanted to learn the English language because she wanted to translate to, Japanese people what other missionaries or American missionaries are telling them. It was really a big part of my teaching experience that, hey, it's not only about, work. It's not only about personal gain. It's not only about your selfish desires, but I see this student fulfilling her dreams for herself, not only for her, but also for other people. So I think that is the most rewarding. So I always tell them, communicate wherever you are to other foreigners. So that's basically the resources that they get when it comes to learning the language. Passion is something that every teacher should have. Whatever you are teaching, whether it's English or non-English, all right, whether those are foreigners or not, I guess that's something that everyone or every teacher should have. Yeah, teaching the English language to foreigners taught me to be more dynamic as a teacher. So all of these multiple intelligences have actually influenced me when I started working as an English teacher. So I've considered using all of these techniques for all of my students so that they can learn in their own pace, in their own way, and in the most effective way.
Undoubtedly, the Philippines stands as a secure and inviting hub for international students. This confidence in safety is supported by invaluable contributions of individuals such as Ma'am Nadja, who graciously imparted her experiences underscoring the profound hospitality ingrained in Filipino culture. Her narrative serves as an example of the broader reality, affirming the Philippines as a nation that extends its welcome to individuals of diverse backgrounds and origins.
Foreign students, much like tourists exploring a foreign land, encounter the need to navigate and adapt to cultural variances. They face significant hurdles posed by unfamiliar circumstances, a foreign culture, language barriers, homesickness, the responsibilities of independent living, financial considerations, adapting to diverse teaching and learning methodologies, and, above all, the pursuit of educational goals. Despite the often complex and bewildering circumstances, international students remain committed to finding strategies that facilitate a smoother transition into their new environment. Once again, this had been Carmela Santos, here to deliver our absolute best, all for the benefit of our community. And this is Migration.